Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Arthi, and I'm from the Archarina team. I'm joined by Jeremy Beislein from the Cougar Mountain team, and today we'll be your host for the webinar. We are going to be discussing how to build better customer relationships with ArcCRM. We have a great agenda planned for you, so with that, we'll jump right in.
All right, thank you, Arthi. Can you go ahead and make me the presenter, and then I can go ahead and switch over to. Oh, I'm sorry. You're still going over this, huh? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, not a
I
problem.
jumped the gun there on you.
Before we get into your piece of today's webinar, I just wanted to give a high-level overview to everyone on what even is Archarina. I'm sure you're all wondering, what is Archarina? What does the company do? And that's a great question. Archarina is actually a Sanskrit word that means less effort. And the reason we really chose this name is because it embodies everything that we're trying to achieve with our technology: less effort. In today's increasingly digital world, the reality is that every department of every business, from the largest public conglomerates to the smallest single owners shops, need digital automation. Everything from accounting, HR, operations, sales, customer success, you name it. And the other reality is that unless you can spring for a large enterprise level software, these different departmental technologies are siloed. It's difficult and expensive to integrate multiple third-party solutions. So unless you have a significant budget and a lot of time to spend, it generally doesn't even tend to happen. That's a pretty big issue, and it has a tangible effect on a company's productivity and their bottom line. And that's why we created Archarina. The Arc Suite is intended to be an industry-agnostic one-stop shop for all your business needs. Everything from the accounting, HR, operations, sales, you name it. And it's all fully integrated at a cost-effective price point. Today, we'll be focusing solely on the ArcCRM. ArcCRM is a customer relationship management tool that allows businesses to manage their client leads. Before I keep going, Jeremy, can you see the next slide? I just want to confirm.
I'm still looking at the Archarina slide, so we haven't moved on to the next one yet. There
All
you
right,
go.
perfect.
Now it's there.
So at a very high level, and Jeremy, you'll go into each of the different features and how it all works and how it flows, but ArcCRM allows you to manage your customer relationships in one single, easy-to-use portal, and it has multiple features that help you to accomplish this very effectively. It has 360-degree views. That means you can see everything about a single opportunity, from prior interactions, all your notes, in one single place. And that way, when you go to make a call to them, you're able to have the most productive call possible. You're also able to easily manage your opportunities. You can open new opportunities, close opportunities, and manage your entire funnel from one place. You're also able to manage your tasks and activities, again, from one single portal, making your life simpler and easier. And last but not least, you're able to actually make calls directly from the CRM, cutting down on the time you spend on menial tasks and maximizing your productivity. With that, I'll hand it over to our ArcCRM Pro, Jeremy, to show us how it all really works.
Okay, thank you so much, Arthi. All right, and we will go ahead and show my screen here.
Perfect.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen, the CRM system, Arthi? Are you able to see that?
Yes, I can.
Perfect, very good. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much, Arthi, for that great introduction. This is what the new ArcCRM system is going to look like. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go over and give you a demonstration of the features and benefits that Arthi had explained. We'll talk about the 360-degree account and lead management views that you get throughout the system, the opportunities management as well, the one-click global calling that was mentioned there, and the task management and active tracking. We're going to go through all of that today in the CRM to help you manage your customers, leads, and your opportunities for your organization. Now, the first thing you see when you log into the CRM is the home screen, which would be the dashboard for the user that is logged in. Now, the user that is logged in today, I'm logged in under Anita letterbox. So you see the initials of that user there, and you can quickly log out to switch users or just simply close out of the system when you're done for the day. But when you log in, you start with the dashboard, and the dashboard has the specific metrics, the very top level metrics for this particular user and total of all users as well, like leads, accounts, and opportunities. You also see the list of meetings, calls, and tasks for this user under the My Activities section below the numbers. But over to the left are the links to the various parts of the CRM system. And you can quickly click on any of those links to switch to that part of the system that you're going to be working in. And today we're going to focus on the three here, the accounts, the leads, and the opportunities. So we'll start with accounts, then opportunities, and then back to leads, going from the account level, where that came from the opportunities, and where the opportunities came from the leads. So we'll kind of jump around a little bit there to show you the organization of how it all works. Then we'll quickly review some of these other options that you see in the system as well. So the first link, like I said, is the home page with the dashboard. The dashboard has the numbers here and the activities. The activities for each user consists of meetings, calls, or tasks for that user. And what I've done is I've expanded this to show the entire month's activities for this user. By default, when you first log in, it just shows the one day, the current day's activities, calls, meetings, and tasks for that day, but you can stretch that out simply by clicking here and selecting your starting and ending day and click apply. If you need to work on any of these tasks or calls or meetings, you can quickly edit that information here just by clicking this little pencil here, and you can edit the information for this task. This is a task we're looking at. Add comments to the task, change the status, and so forth. Same with the calls or the meetings. It's real quick to simply edit or even delete any of these items just by clicking the little delete button here. Now the calls, you can also add comments to the calls as needed. You just click that little button and put in the comment directly on the call. And the same with the meetings as well. So the dashboard is just the high-level overview of the current user. Now, if the user wants to look at their accounts, they can click on My Accounts here. Or if they want to see all accounts, they can click on Total Accounts, similar to what you would see if you clicked on the Accounts tab over at the left. So by clicking on the Accounts tab, the CRM is now going to switch to the Accounts page, and we see a list of all the accounts set up in the CRM system for this particular organization. This page allows us to search for specific accounts by name or phone number or any criteria real quickly and easily just by typing in the information here. So if I just type in one particular field and click search, it brings up all accounts with the word Alaska in their name, or if they had the word Alaska in one of the other fields as well. This one has the word Alaska in the billing state as well. And I can reset to see the list again. You can also select account types based on your organization and also the date that you're searching for if you're looking for accounts when they were created for a specific date range or when the account was edited or modified. And then you would insert the date range here, just like we did on the home page, to perform your search and filter out the other accounts that don't fall within that search criteria. And by the way, folks, if you have any questions along the way, we're going to get to your questions at the end of the webinar. But if you have any questions as we're doing the presentation, use the question box on the GoToWebinar app on your computer, and you can go ahead and type in your questions throughout the presentation, and we'll be sure to get those answered for you. So from the accounts page, we can select any one of the accounts in the list, and it brings up that specific account information right here on the screen. The first thing you see is on the left side of the account screen is the account details, which is a summarized list of information and items for this specific account, the primary contact, additional account information, associated lead, and the associated opportunities for this particular account. Over on the right side of the screen is the specific detailed information about this account, and it's organized in the tabs here. The first thing we see is notes. These are the notes that are set up on this account. Now the accounts are your customers. That's what these are for. You can also see the calls that we have set up for this customer and the status of those calls. So here's part of that 360-degree view on the account management. What we're looking at here, if I organize this by date, then what we're looking at here is a list of all the calls that we have either completed or scheduled, or those other status types like in process or canceled. Then you would see that in this list. So what we can see here is we had a call on April 7th where we called this client about customer service levels. Then we had another call the next day on April 8th about a customer service meeting, and those were completed. Then we have a call scheduled for this client to discuss workflows. So that call is scheduled. It hasn't been completed yet, as you can see over in the status there. And then another call scheduled for the 27th of May to discuss new feature meeting, or to discuss new features. And that's just listed as a meeting. That's what that call will be by phone. And we also have a call scheduled in June for warranty expiration for this particular customer. So these calls can be edited just by, same with the call editing buttons or delete buttons or adding notes to the calls for the list of calls here, just like we saw on the home page on the dashboard. But the difference is what we're looking at here are the calls just for this customer, for this account. Whereas on the home page, we see all calls or all meetings or all tasks for all customers for the date range that we filled in. Then you can have services that you've set up for your client. This is based on your organization, so these will be customized for your needs. Customer contacts, you'll see those listed here. Customer contacts we have in this account. We have the customer VP of accounting. That's the contact, the vice president of accounting, Mr. Ron Jones, with all of his information. He's the primary contact. We've got a cell number, office number, extension, email, and so forth. And you have the same action options there for contact. You have director of finance as a contact. I've got two of those, an alternate and a general director of finance. Then I have an accounts payables manager. So this is the person I call if I need to collect from this customer. And the workforce management contact for this customer as well. So these are the contacts we have listed, part of that 360-degree view for account management. Some additional services or products you may sell, you would see set up in your CRM. Cases that you have opened for this client, you see those listed here. And you can also bring up any of these cases. So if you click on a case, this is the cases for this client, it will switch to that particular screen. And now we see a 360-degree view of the individual cases. And we're looking at one specific case, but the layout is very similar. So it's not confusing. It's simple to use and easy. Once you get the layout for the account screen, similar to that, we have the layout for the case screen, where we have case information on the left and the specific information for this case and the account that it's associated with. And then the tabs across the top for what we've done for this specific case, not just the one customer. Calls for this case, meetings for this case, and so forth. And you can see all the different things we've done here. Tasks that we've completed for this case, for this customer, or tasks that are currently in process or scheduled. And now we go down here and click on the account, and it switches us right back to the account page where we were. So the navigation of the system is also very simple and easy to use. There's the meetings we have for this customer. Again, we've got a full 360-degree view of what happened with this customer, and if we organize by date, we see what these meetings were. Application usage discussions, similar to calls, but these were actual meetings, not just a phone call. Customer onboarding calls. So this was a call, but it was done as a meeting instead of a call. So it's up to you when you're scheduling your meetings. You can put that as a meeting or as a call. New product features, a meeting to go over that. These were completed. We had a training meeting that was canceled, and then another training rescheduled. So we can see what happened there. Scheduled for the specific date, and it was canceled, so we rescheduled it for June 3rd instead. And the last meeting on our schedule here is July 8th for quarterly business review for this particular customer that we're looking at here. Tasks, very similar. In this account, these are the tasks that Miss Anita Letterbach needs to complete for this customer, or that have been completed if the status shows that they are now completed. So these are the options that you see when you're looking at the account information. If you need to edit the account information, you just simply update the account by clicking this button, and it opens up the screen where you can go ahead and edit all of the account information as needed and save that information. And it will update the information you see on the left, along with any other information you have updated. The Actions button will also allow you to schedule new calls, new meetings, set up a new task, and so forth. New product, new contact, and new case, all from that one drop-down list. And that will be for this customer we're talking about. So that is the account overview page. And one of the things I wanted to point out, as Arthi mentioned, the CRM has a built-in dialer built into the system. So with one single click, you just click the button and it dials the number for that customer to make calling that customer quick and easy. You don't have to look up their number. Of course, you see it on the screen here when you bring up the account, but then you don't have to dial the number manually. You just click on the little phone button and it dials the number for you. You can also click on the email or the website as needed for this customer. So the accounts are existing customers, and usually accounts will either come from leads or opportunities, or they can just be set up, create a new account by going back to the accounts page, and you can go ahead and create a new account just by clicking this button here. You can also import customer accounts into your CRM. If you already have established customers when you set up the CRM, or if you need to import customers at any time, you can use that option to import all their information, making it quick and easy to set up the accounts. Or accounts can be created from opportunities. So let's take a look at our opportunities now. Again, if you have any questions along the way while we're going through this demonstration, feel free to type your questions in the question box on the GoToWebinar app. And we'll be sure to get to your questions at the end of the meeting. So here we have our list of opportunities. Very similar to accounts. We have the same search options, but we're dealing with opportunities now, not accounts. And all the different search options we have for the opportunities available. And to open up any one of these opportunities that you've set up in the system, we just click on it, similar to clicking on the accounts from the account page. And look at this, a very familiar view like we saw in the accounts, only not quite as much information because we're looking at just the opportunity here. But we have the opportunity information here on the left, like we had the account information on the account screen, giving us our full 360-degree view of the opportunity and how to manage your opportunities. This particular opportunity here, we've labeled it Ethernet dedicated network. This opportunity is already associated with an account, Cloud Solutions. These are the notes for the opportunity. Then we have the calls, and similar to what we saw in the account, these are the calls, but these are only for this opportunity, not for the whole account. So it filters out the calls that we scheduled and completed just for this opportunity here. And we've got our overview of the dedicated Ethernet network, and then a call for a qualification meeting as well. Just like we see in the accounts. And now we've got our meetings for this opportunity. With our meetings that we have scheduled or completed, there's our story of what happened with this opportunity now. So we're not looking at the whole account, like I say, it's just what happened for this opportunity. Review current case, that was completed. Then we have a scheduled call or a scheduled meeting for a demo case management meeting and another scheduled meeting for the executive demo to demonstrate the product or service to the executive that this opportunity is referring to. In this case, the Ethernet dedicated network will demonstrate that for these meetings. So you can see, excuse me, so you can see the full schedule and the full view of what's going on here with the calls, the meetings, and what tasks we have done as well with the other opportunity information. And of course, your contact for this particular opportunity, also listed here, the associated contact. And similar to the accounts, we've got the actions where we can schedule new calls, new meetings, create new tasks, and so forth that deal with this opportunity here. But here's where opportunities can be converted to an account if it hasn't been done already. So you can create accounts from opportunities just by converting the opportunity directly to a customer account. Now, when you select this option, it either allows you to convert it to an existing account, which means it associates this opportunity with an existing account, or create a whole new account here. But in this case, I've got this note here in red. This opportunity has already been associated with Cloud Solutions account. So therefore, there's no conversion that's needed for this one. It's already been done. And that's your opportunities page. Any questions about the opportunities, type your questions in the box and we will get those answered for you for sure. So we talked about how accounts can be converted from opportunities and created from opportunities, but how are opportunities created? So if we go back to our opportunities page, we can simply create a new opportunity here like we created a new account on the accounts page. Or it takes us back to where it all started, in the leads. So when I select leads, this is a list of all of my leads, which are like your potential customers. These are leads that you're trying to nourish and take care of, and hopefully at some point convert these to an opportunity, or better yet, to an account. But what you see when you go to the Leads tab is a very similar view. You see the search options for searching specific leads, like we saw on the other pages, but this is for leads, so it's a little different, but very similar, making it easy to use. You don't have to learn a whole new system with each section of the system. It's very similar throughout. And when you open up one of your leads, again, very similar to what we saw on the account or opportunities page. We see the lead information here on the left, rather than the account information. And there's our same buttons for our one-click calling option if we need to call the lead. This isn't a customer yet, they're just a lead at this point, but we have all the same options for managing this lead that we would for customers, for calling, emailing, tracking the information for this lead. The primary contact for this lead, the lead associated to this particular client if it's already been converted, and so forth. As you can see, additional information for the lead, as showing here. product's interested, and there's nothing there yet. We need to work on this lead. It's a brand new lead apparently. And over on the left, similar options for our 360-degree view of the leads. We have the notes for this lead. This lead currently doesn't have any notes. The calls that we have done for this lead, organized by date. So we had a call on April 30th. Here's the story again, our 360-degree view and the story of what's happened with calls for this lead. On April 30th, we had a call, but we just got their voicemail, so we left a message. And then we scheduled another call, which is listed as a quick call to discuss next steps, scheduled for May 5th. So it looks like I'm a little behind because this is still showing scheduled, but today's actually May 13th. So I would need to update this with what happened on that call. And this is what you would do when you place the call. You would click on the little pencil to update that call, and you can change the status at any time, canceled or completed, as needed. And then you can also put in the notes or the comments of what happened on the call here. Now, what's great about this, discussed next, I'm just going to make a quick note here. What's great about this is I can go ahead and click update and it will mark this call as complete. But if I am wanting to schedule a new call at the same time, I can select this option, complete this call, mark it complete with my notes, but instantly schedule another call just by clicking this button here. So it saves me time, ease of use in scheduling additional calls as needed as calls are completed along the way. So now it's completed the call, as it says, updated successfully, and now it's asking me to put in the information for the next call. Next steps, and then I can save that information, and now that one is marked as complete. The meetings have a similar function. This lead, we don't have any meetings scheduled for leads, so that hasn't, there's nothing showing here yet. But if I need to, like I can do on the accounts and the opportunities, I can go ahead with the actions and create a new meeting by clicking here and filling in the meeting information, saving that meeting, and it'll show up here in the list. Tasks for this lead, I've got one task to complete my notes, because as we saw on the notes page, there wasn't anything here yet. So there's a task for that. And then our contacts for this lead here. If I need to update the lead information, I click this button, just like updating accounts and opportunities. Or if this lead is now ready and they have basically expressed interest that they are interested in the products or services we are providing, then I can convert this lead to an opportunity. Or if you've already sold this lead and they have been basically closed, the sales have closed, you can go directly from a lead to an account at that point. And those are the steps. So this is where it starts as a lead. Then from there it goes to an opportunity, and then from the opportunity to the account. But you can skip the opportunity if needed. If the lead was converted and closed and now they are an actual account. All right, so that completes the section on the leads, the demonstration for that, and the three main parts of the system, the accounts, leads, and opportunities. So the other parts of the system is information that you can search for. The activity is going to show all the activities for Miss Anita Letterbach that has been scheduled, completed for the date range that we put in here. And like I say, it's easy to expand that date range just with a couple of clicks and click apply. And then when you click search, it updates the list with the new list of activities for the expanded date range there. And the activities are grouped together by calls. These are my calls in that date range. By meetings. These are the meetings and their status and information for all of my clients during that date range. And these are my tasks that I have scheduled or in process or need to complete for that date range as well. Any one of these sections can be minimized by clicking the little arrow. And so we can say, let's only see our calls here, but we can click the arrow again to expand it out to see the meetings or the tasks as well. And minimize the calls if we don't want to see those at this point. We talked about cases already, but here you can go to see a list of all cases with their current status, regardless of customer or opportunity or whatever that case is for. And in this case, you can do a search for a specific case, searching by account, by subject, whatever you need to search for to bring up a specific case as needed, or by the case status, such as closed cases, follow-up cases, cases that are currently in process, and so forth. Same with the calls list. You can bring up your list of calls. You can schedule campaigns in the CRM and manage those similar to managing accounts and leads. The analytics is where the CRM reporting is done, and I'll come back to that in just a moment here. And the list of all contacts for all accounts. So if you don't know the account name, but you know a person's name that you're looking for, you can click on contacts and you can do a specific search for that person's name, and it'll bring that person up with their information to simply contact them. And then the audit is just simply all actions that you've taken in the CRM system, a list of everything that's done. So it's tracking what's going on. But let's talk about analytics for a moment. So with the analytics, what this is this gives you a list of the reports that you have available to you for managing customers that you need to generate reports for. And these reports can be customized for your organization as well. So what we're looking at here is the list of reports. And if I wanted to run, say, the new customer report, that's this one here, I just simply click this little button here and it builds that report for me, but it needs some information. New customers for what date range? Well, that's simple. We'll just go ahead and type in January 1st. Do it right, Jeremy. Up through today. So these are all new customers since the beginning of the year, or like you saw, you can select the date from your drop-down calendar to make it easy. And then the end date. All new customers that we have received since the beginning of the year. That generates our report. And if your browser isn't so secure like mine is, it'll automatically open that report when you click on it. But because I've got a secure browser, it requires me to save it first. So I'll go ahead and save that. And then I have to tell the browser to open that report. And when I do that, it pops up my new customer list. There it is. Looks like I already had it open, so I've got two of them now. So there's my new customer list. Some other examples that you see in the analytics of the report options. We've got one here called a pipeline report. You can run that one, or a call summary report. So these are just some real quick reports that you can run, print this information out, save a copy of it, email it to the boss, or just save it for your records as needed in a report format. All right, so that's given us the full CRM system. And so let's just go back to our home page where it all started. You first log in and see what I see is I don't see any meetings or calls for today because by default, like I was saying, it only shows today's activities. I do have a task that I need to work on today, it says. It's due today, and it's currently the current status of the task is in process. If I want to see additional activities, again, I just simply expand the date range with a couple of clicks, click apply, and there it is. Now I see tasks, calls, and meetings like we saw in the beginning for 2 months. I did a 2-month range there, May and June, including previous items that have been completed, as you can see there, since that's within our date range. Okay, so any other questions about the Archarina CRM management system, customer resource management. Any questions, type those in the question box and we'll be sure to get those answered for you right now. So that does complete our demonstration and we'll make sure we get your questions answered. So there is one question that popped up here. It says, is it easy to create new customer accounts? Yeah, very simple to do that. Like I said, you can go to the Accounts tab and just simply create a new account, import accounts, or remember, we can convert leads and opportunities to accounts as well. So we make it real simple for you to create new accounts. All right, another question is here. It says, can leads be imported from a marketing list? Okay, yep, sorry we missed that, but yes, that's the big thing about leads. You know, if you wanted to, you could create a new lead, just like a new account. But for leads, a lot of times you get a whole list of those from some kind of a marketing source. And so with the CRM, you can quickly import those leads. And then as you're nurturing those leads, they can easily be converted to either opportunities or accounts along the way as needed. Another question I have here, it says, what format do the reports come in at? So I believe we're talking about the reports in the analytics section. So when you run that report, as you saw, it creates the file. We'll back it up again. Another quick review of that. Generate the report. It creates a file, but if you notice, the file format is Microsoft Excel. So it's a nice, neat spreadsheet for you in a nice spreadsheet format. The advantage of that is when you bring that report up in Excel, and there it is, because it's in Excel, you now have Excel features like search and organizing options if you need to search and find and filter right within the report itself, or whatever spreadsheet program you use. I don't know, does anybody use anything besides Excel these days? That is a good question. Okay, any other questions for the CRM system today? Okay, it looks like that covers it all. So what we'll do now is I will go ahead and I will turn this back over to you, Arthi, if you want to go ahead and take control again. We'll go ahead and turn
Perfect.
this back to you and finish it up for us.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Appreciate that. I think that was a great look at the product. And thank you so much for your detailed answers to all the different questions. At this point, we actually want to turn it around on our attendees. We have some questions for you. I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll. We'd love to see your input and your feedback on the product. And more information from you means we can optimize the product to make it the best product for your particular use. So please go ahead and take a minute to fill out this poll. Did the CRM look easy to use to you? Yes, somewhat, or not really? I'll go ahead and give you a minute to get this going. All right, I'll go ahead and give you about 30 more seconds here. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. Looks like we have almost everyone's answers in. And one more question for you all. Which feature do you think was the most applicable? You can pick as many as you want or as few as you want. And again, more information from you helps us to make the product as user-friendly and optimized for your particular usage as possible. We could just get a few more answers. All right, I'm going to wrap it up in about 30 more seconds now. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll now. Okay, so that just about wraps up our agenda for you today. If you'd like to learn more about the ArcCRM and are interested in implementing it for your particular company, please go ahead and reach out to your Cougar Mountain account executive and they'll be happy to assist you. And if you'd like to learn more about the extensive Archarina Arc suite, keep your eyes peeled because we'll be announcing more webinars and more materials to come. Thank you so much for joining and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.